Hi guys, this is Jedi Cardmaster here. I decided to go to my first ever locals in El Monte in Game Cellar. So they have it in California, so I decided to go here and try out the Boba deck. So the Boba deck is a makeshift Boba deck. I don't have four Vaders, or I don't have three Vaders in the deck, but I did borrow one, and I have one in my possession. So here off, I'm scoring off against Sabine. Sabine is going to be playing the Energy Conversion Lab in their main deck, and so I decided to play the deck as well. So I decided to play a mid-rangey version of the Boba deck. It's a very good deck against Sabine if they play Energy Conversion Lab. But because they're playing Energy Conversion Lab, this means that I have to be careful about sending units in that can be destroyed by any of his units. But I don't know how the Energy Conversion Lab Sabine plays. I know that I play a little differently. So this matchup, I want to make sure that I control the board more than going for Sabine's life. That's pretty much my game plan. Looking at my hand here, I do have a Waylay in my hand and No Good to Me Dead. So Waylay is right here, No Good to Me Dead's here. And the Super Technician, I could use it. So I think I keep this hand. The Waylay is good here. It is a temple card, but I think I decide to put in Resource, and then I put the Vader for sure. Um, so maybe in hindsight, maybe I should have put the Waylay back in my hand and put the Barrage back. But Barrage is okay. I guess Sabine does come out in four. So if Sabine comes out in four, I can use Barrage the next turn if I resolve the Technician. So if the Technician goes to my resource here, I'll be able to go to five on the same turn. So Boba should be able to deploy on the same turn as Sabine does. So yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to. So that's why I keep the Barrage in my hand. So I forgot completely. So I put the shield token on the Crafty Smuggler here, and I pay two for it. So the initiative passes over to the speed player here, and so he has the move to play something. He's gonna play the Saboteur, which basically ignores my shield. So at this point in time, I want to make sure that if I do take the initiative here, the Crafty Smuggler is going to trade the shield in to the Saboteur here. Because if I don't, then what's going to happen is he's going to attack the Crafty Smuggler with the Saboteur and then kill my Crafty Smuggler because it ignores shield. So I think I draw into a, what did I draw into? So I draw into another Technician here, and so I make the decision here to pretty much resource the Technician to go to three. So here I could attack the Smuggler into the Saboteur, or what I can do here is play the Cell Block Guard. The Cell Block Guard, I think I make the misplay here to play it because the Saboteur can actually go after the Saboteur can go after the Crafty Smuggler. So, but instead I do the damage. I do my original game plan here, where the Smuggler takes the shield off to get the Saboteur down to one. So this is basically a trade for me. But most likely, since he is the aggressive player, he's gonna attack my base with the Saboteur, so that he doesn't, so that I'm forced to trade with the Saboteur. So he's going to use the Sabine action here because it's basically a non-action where it creates a pass action where it does one damage to me essentially. So that's really good for him. So now it's up to me to play something first, because if I play something first, that means he can pretty much counter my play. So my looks like my Technician goes in here for 2-1. And because of the Technicians are not going to be able to be defeated, I won't be able to play the Boba on my next turn, because that's what I wanted. I wanted the Boba to come down so that I can contest the Sabine with the four attack. Sabine does have a 5 health, so having 5 health is pretty good. On my next turn, but I definitely wanted to either bring out the Boba on my next turn or play the overwhelming barrage to deal with Sabine. But looks like I'm gonna have to settle for this play. There was a consideration for me to use ECL, Energy Conversion Lab, to ambush the Saboteur here with the Technician, so I could play the Boba on my 5 turn. So, but I don't know if I wanted to waste Energy Conversion Lab, considering that I am playing against Sabine. So, Maybe I should have done it because Energy Conversion Lab is usually used for my fire spray to do the combo. If you guys don't know what that does, the fire spray can come into rest exhaust. Using the ability of ambush off the ECL, I can use the fire spray to attack something or ambush something, and then the on play ability will ready it again so that I can attack again the same turn. So um, so maybe there was a consideration for me to use the ECL there early because I'm a mid-range deck, and so board control is kind of the name of the game here. Because I was not able to use the ECL, or I didn't use the ECL last turn, I was punished by the wing leader. Now the wing leader gives the saboteur here an extra 2k, so now it has 3 health again. So none of my units on board currently can deal with the 3 health. So now I have to figure out a way to deal with it. So now what I do here is I have to use surprise attack by trading my technician into the surprise attack with the saboteur. So even though this was an okay play, I had to waste 2 cards in order for me to deal with the saboteur because the wing leader's still there. So he generates +1 here. So I did misplay here by having to hope for the surprise attack when I could have just used ECL to trade the saboteur or the technician last turn, so that my Boba could come out this turn. So yeah. So the wing leader here is out there. So I don't have a way to contest the aerial. I think I put my my fire spray into my resource. So next turn, I have to hope that he doesn't buff the wing leader, because I want to be able to use barrage on the wing leader. Otherwise, I'm gonna lose life. So yeah. So I'm taking another damage here. I'm kind of hoping that I should have put the calculator in play so that I can see the life. So next time I will do that. This is my first locals, so I'm getting adjusted to the whole playing locally. So he is on the initial. I think he's on the play right here. So let's see what he does. So it looks like I played the cell block guard here for 3. So this way that if he does play a unit, I can just contest it. But the cell block guard is not normally played in Boba. Again, I'm making a makeshift Boba deck, so the Sentinel was okay, I guess, but it should be a Viper probe droid so that I know what my opponent's playing in the first few turns. The probe droid can come down on turn 2, whereas the cell block guard is a 3 cost, so I had to play it on turn 3. There's a lot of 2 cost cards already in my deck, so maybe it's okay to play the cell block guard because it plays on the 3 curve as opposed to the 2 curve, which is the first turn. So thankfully for me, I put the calculator in play and then I take it off screen again. So I'm at 16 lives, so already I'm at a disadvantage in the early game. I have no way to contest the wing leader as an aerial unit, so I just pretty much forced to attack the smuggler into the body here. But this turn I can deploy the Boba Fett leader as a unit. So if he does play a ground unit, my Boba Fett can contest the ground unit for a 4 damage. So he's kind of like on the back foot here. That if he does play a ground unit, I can just deal with it with Boba. So the ground unit he has to play has to have more than 4 health. Otherwise, I'm clearing it. And if he does a pass action play here, I will most likely take the initiative, and then or I'll do a pass play as well, so that he doesn't develop his board. And then yeah, so whoever had the initiative token for a double pass will get to do the first turn. So I think I have the initiative here, so that means that my barrage can clear the wing leader, but I don't want to waste my barrage on one wing leader. So he's going to be playing this card here using the ECL. So he's going to be able to clear the cell block guard. And then this card right here goes down to 1 health. So it also has Saboteur as well. So it'll ignore the shield if it had one. So yeah, a lot of Saboteurs. So now I'm going to play the Boba here. And so the Boba comes out. So now it's his action now. He only has 1 resource left. So I can't imagine there's not much 1 resource that they'll play. So I'm not entirely sure what's going to happen here. So let's see what happens. So he's going to deploy the Sabine. I forgot that he does have that in his deck. So now I have to figure out a way to clear the Sabine, but I don't know how it's going to happen here. If I choose to attack the Boba into the Sabine's going to go down to 1 health. but the Sabine's gonna do 2 health damage back to my Boba Fett, and I'm not entirely sure if Sabine can have a way to deal with my Boba at 5 health. So I think I make the consideration here to clear the Saboteur here, because yeah, my ECL could play something that has 5 health, so I could use Overwhelming Barrage to deal with Sabine the next turn, and then just use my Boba here to do 4 damage to the Saboteur. So I guess right here, what I can do is Boba can attack the Sabine, bring her down to 1 health, and then the next turn, I'll do a simple play where I do a pass action play where I could use Barrage for full value, because if he deploys any ground unit or space unit, the Barrage can do 1 here to the Saboteur, 1 here to the Sabine, 1 here to the Wing Commander, and then that'll hit 3 cards, and then that there's a 3 remaining damage. So if he does play a 3 health unit, I can just clear it with the Barrage. So yeah. So at this point in time, the crafty smuggler gets taken down by Sabine, which I'm actually happy that he decided to do this play, because now I have more health for my base, and it's starting to get to the mid game strategy where my deck pretty much does well. So yeah, if he does play a ground unit here that has a high health, which is very unlikely, I can use No Good to Me Dead to keep it tapped down for the regroup phase. So I think I decided to do that. So we do a pass action play here, and then I draw 2. Looks like I draw into a shoot first. So the shoot first is okay, but I think I want to go for the cell block guard first. Let's see, if I don't resource something here, that means that I can play a 5 and a 2 for the same turn. So looking at my hand, I don't have a 2-drop 2-cost card, but I do have No Good to Be Dead. So I could theoretically play Barrage this turn and then use No Good to Be Dead. So I think I contemplate whether I want to resource something here. I could resource the shoot first, so that it'll do, so I can have 6 resources to work with. So I can theoretically play a 5-cost Barrage and then play the cell block guard on the same turn, assuming that I use my Boba. So right away, I'm going to play the Barrage here so that I can clear both the Wing and the Sabine here. So now both of them are gone. Now I have a Boba here that could complete an attack. And if he does complete an attack here, then I can restand 2 of my resources, or ready 2 of my resources, and then play the cell block guard in exhaust to block his ground unit. But most of his ground unit is going to be contested by the Boba anyways. So at this point in time, the only thing I'm worried about is if he plays an air unit. But if he does play an air unit, I do have No Good to Me Dead to rest the air unit so that he can't, or the space unit, I'm sorry, the space unit, so that he can't attack my base. So he's going to play a low value Marine here. I could use the Boba here to attack over the Marine, but the Marine feels like a very low value trade here. So I think what he's trying to do here is bait me into attacking the Marine so that he can keep his base health high. But what I think I'm going to do here, instead of going for the value trade here, I'm going to go for Boba into the base here, as Boba does have 6 power, or 6 attack. So I'll be able to take out 6 health off his base using the Boba here, because the Barrage is really nice. But rather than attacking, I think I do a pass action play here, which makes a lot of sense why he's contemplating on the attack. Because if I do a pass action play here, then if he's forced to do a double pass here, then what's going to happen is that my No Good to Me deck can do something here. So let's see what he does here. So his Wing Leader pumps up my Marine, his Marine to 5/5. I do have the option here to complete an attack to the base, and then ready two of my resources, and then use No Good to Me Dead on the Marine here, so that he can't ready his Marine, because the Marine is going to be a 5/5, and I don't want 5/5 going to my face here. So he takes the initiative here, and now I have the option here of playing the Cell Block Guard or No Good to Be Dead. I think I go for the Cell Block Guard because I think I want to put like as much pressure as possible. So putting the Cell Block Guard makes it so that his Marine has to attack the Cell Block Guard as opposed to my face. Sabine does play the card that I think it's called the Spec Force, which ignores or it doesn't ignore my Sentinel, but it takes off Sentinel off my keyword. So I'm aware of that card being a thing, but that'll cause him to use up an action if he does play the Spec Force. Where if he does use that action, I can use the No Good to Me Dead to rest the Marine. If he does use the Spec Force here. So I'm fully conscious of that play. So that's why I decided to play the cell block card. So he has the initiative here. He's thinking about what to put in his resource, but in the mid to late game here, the resource is pretty much against him because now I technically don't have to keep resourcing cards against Sabine because you don't need more than 6 or 5 resources against Sabine because all their cards are low to the ground. And so at that point, I'm going to be using Boba's ability to ready my resources so that I can clear his units using my cheap tricks essentially. So now he resources something. Honestly, I don't think he should be resourcing as well because he needs as much resource or cards in his hand to be able to deal damage to me. So I'm fully intending the wing leader to attack my base first, taking me down to 14, I believe, or 13. I forget what it is. So first things first, he's gonna go for the Marine to my cell blocker, which is fine with me. I'm not too worried about the space guard. So at this point in time, I do have the ability to use the ECL here to play the 7th Fleet Division spaceship to clear the wing leader, so it doesn't do any damage to me. So I think that's what I do decide to do. Unfortunately, I did place my fire spray into the resource because I fear that I might not be able to play it in a game against Sabine because they are an aggressive leader. So fire spray is a really great value card, but I have to wait until turn 6 to play it. So or turn 5 because I do ramp. So I use the ECL here to give ambush to my 7th Fleet defender, trading my shield into the wing leader. And so now it's his action now. So now he has to play a space unit with enough health. Otherwise, my 7th Fleet defender can just clear it. He's going to do a nonchalant play where he does a Sabine burn as his leader base. So he might do that, so he doesn't have to commit any of his resources to a play. I do have a Boba in my hand, so the Boba's nice here to play, but I don't think I play it without. I do. A unit did leave play on his side, so if I do complete an attack with Boba here, I'll be at least able to restand 2 of my ready 2 of my resources. So I'll have 5, and I can theoretically play both Boba and the No Good to Me Dead on the same turn. So that's a really nice thing about Boba is that I could play a lot of units so early. So let's see what he does here. He does the 1 damage to me. Now is my action. So I have the option here to play the Boba first as a ground unit, but he does have like 6 or 7 resources. So I think I play the Boba first because I wanted to make him think that I couldn't complete an attack with the Boba and have no follow-up if he does play a ground unit here. But fortunately for me, I think he does play a ground unit here where I can complete an attack with Boba and then use No Good to Me Dead to permanently, not permanently rest, but stun the 6-drop. The 6-drop the 6-drop mech that they play. I forgot what the name of the card is. Let's see what he does here. So the Boba here could essentially, if I have the initiative next turn and I attack the battlefield Marine here, he'll be able to do the 3 damage first before the 5 damage goes to my Boba that's in exhaust right now. Yeah, so at this point in time, if he does a pass action play with 6 open, I'm definitely going to take the initiative, or not the initiative, I'm going to take the pass as well so that we can take the next turn. I don't mind that he has the initiative to hit 5 to my face, but maybe he should have. But no. If he does a pass action play, I attack with the Boba and ready 2 of my resources, and then he has to do another pass action play, and then if I play No Good to Me Dead on the Marine, then he can play his unit, and then I take the initiative, and then I basically am able to clear him. So yeah, I think that's what happens here. So he finally Pays the 6 here to play his mech. Not entirely sure what the name is, but it does have grit and it is able to ready himself if my base has a certain amount of health. So I think I'd have to take 15 damage. So I have to be at 10 health for this thing to ready itself. So there's that. So now that he's tapped out on all his resources, my Boba can go into his base to go for lethal essentially. So this puts pressure on him to act first. So that's what I do here. The Boba's gonna go into the base here for 4, readying 2 of my resources, and then I'm going to use the no good to me dead to make sure that the mech stays rested or stays exhausted on the next regroup phase. So this puts pressure, and this also makes it so that I don't have to worry about any sort of lethal here. Okay, so it's his action now. If he does a pass play, I'm gonna play the no good to me dead as I postulated, and now I'm gonna play this card, and I'm gonna play it on this card. So now it can't attack me, so I don't have to worry about a 6-drop attacking me. He's gonna take the pass action play. He still has the initiative, so he can do something first. But I'm so high on life, I don't need to actually resource anything. So I'm basically drawing 2 cards a turn at this point. So that's the strength of Boba here, is that at a certain point in time, you don't need a resource anymore, unless you have Vader in hand, of course. But if you don't have Vader in hand, then you don't need to resource it. But if you draw into Vader, then you should resource so that you can get a +2. So let's see what happens here. Yeah, starting to head towards the end game here. I'm pretty sure that I am in a commanding position against Sabine at this point. If he does resource something, then he is going to 7 resource against Boba. And I don't know if you ever want to go to 7 resources with Sabine. So he was missing a lot of his curve, though. He wasn't drawing his Fleet Lieutenant to put pressure on me. But Fleet Lieutenant is one of those cards that needs another unit on board so that it can do direct damage to my base. But yeah, I don't think he ever had a unit that I couldn't clear. Um, because there was turns where I could have cleared the battlefield marine earlier with my Boba, but I chose to ignore it because I don't think he had the resource to be able to make it high on damage. So at this point, he could do 5 damage to my face, but that's a losing position because then my Boba and my leader unit could go for his base, and then he just loses here. If he chooses to go do if he plays a unit here, he passes the action for me to play the. There's another card that in my hand that does exhaust, so I think it's called. It gives him a shield unit too, so he's kind of forced to do this where he has to trade the battlefield marine into my unit, which is really good for me because now he's not putting the damage to my face here. So at this point in time, what I do is I attack with, or I play the stout the what is that green card called? So I attack with the 7th Fleet Division defender here. So this puts me at a threat to a space unit if he plays it, but I do have the card that exhausts it and gives a shield token, so I'm not too worried about it. I can save that for next turn. So now is his action here. He could use Sabine here to do a soft pass action. So let's see what happens here. So he's gonna play the card that burns me by looking at the top 4, and then it helps him rearrange. So I think I take 3 damage here. Yeah. So good card. I think that card is okay. But it does give him a soft pass action because it only costs 3. But at this point in time, I don't really mind it. So yeah. So at this point, I'm most likely gonna play the 5-drop here in my hand in exhaust. So because that card has overwhelm. In some matchups, like the overwhelm, especially against aggressive, my steadfast battalion could be used with ECL, and his overwhelm could actually do damage to the base while simultaneously clearing a unit. And then also it makes my Boba stronger too. So ECL is so good in this deck. I just realized this. So the Boba here is going to do 4 damage. I think he's at 1 now. Let me see here. So he has 5, 20, 23, 24. Yeah, he's at 1. So at this point in time, I just had to do 1 damage to him, and he has to do like, I don't know, 10, 11 damage to me. So yeah, I feel pretty good. So I have the two cards in my hand here, and so now he has to figure out a way. He could take the initiative, but if he does that, then he's only doing 4 damage to me, unless he could pair off this mech with the Fleet Lieutenant. I don't see him winning this game. So even if he does that, it's only gonna be like what 7 damage. Surprise attack will do 7, and then the fleet lieutenant will do 6. So I don't think I pretty much win this game. So there was a lot of plays that I did make wrong. Let's try to recap here. So the play I did wrong, I believe, was ignoring the battlefield marine when I should have cleared it, because in the mid range versus the aggro matchup, you want to clear the small unit first, because the small units end up costing you later because of the experience token that they can give with the wing leader. But also he can pair off his little units with the fleet lieutenant. And even though he didn't physically have the card in his hand, he could have used it to pump up his marine and then attack my base directly. So I don't know if I made those plays correctly. I also used the ECL. I should have used ECL earlier on turn 2, so that my technician goes to my resource, so that I can deploy Boba the same turn that Sabine came out. So even though I won this game, I did make some errors, and I'm definitely going to take that with a grain of salt going forward against the Sabine matchup. Even though mid range is favored, you still want to be careful against Sabine, because a good Sabine player will almost always play really well against mid range. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll be doing more commentaries from now on for the future of this channel. I really like this game. So because I really like this game, I feel like this is a chance for me to grow as a player by doing commentary, because at least I can see my hand and commentate while I'm semi-learning and semi-providing content. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the content, and I'll do another gameplay video for the next day. All right, see you guys on the next one. Peace.